Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Q&A with me today. I'm sorry I am no Tom Vassell, but this is what you get. If you have questions for me, please put them up. It sounds like the audio was a little bit low there for the intro, and I think it's going to be much louder for me speaking if I've got this figured out correctly. So sorry if I blew your ears out after turning it up. Sound is good now. Okay, good. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. I am having a Monday, so, it's as good as it gets. It's Monday. All right. Where is Hat Guy? He's busy doing something else. Actually, he's right outside this door speaking. He's been doing that all day. Is anyone else getting an echo? You shouldn't be getting an echo. Certainly not a very bad one. Good morning from Vancouver. All right. Echo? Echo? That's weird. What's up?
Let me see if I can figure out why they have an echo.
Tom Vassell's in here, folks. I guess it's his Q&A now. Good night. I don't know why there's an echo. I don't. You go ahead, figure it out. Go ahead, techie guy. Yeah, that's right. Slide out of here. Definitely sounds like an echo. Okay. I think I know what's going on. Let me figure this out, guys.
Let me figure it out.
I got it. Testing. Testing 1, 2. How's that? Can you guys hear me now? Let me turn this up. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Testing 1, 2. Let me know how the sound is now. I did change my input. There's a lot of confusion in these comments. Definitely an echo, no echo. Literally are the last two comments. That's useful. All right, I did change. Now it seems fine. That sounds better. There we go. All right. It was just, I switched out the mics. It looked like I had defaulted to my computer mic. Okay, cool. There we go. Echo is gone, says Chris. That's the kind of definitive answers I'm looking for. As opposed to DeForge over here. Very low sound now. Turn it up, my man. Turn it up. Get turnt. That is what the kids say, I believe. I get all of my hippest sayings from Mike DeLisio, who is on the cutting edge of youth linguistics. And that says something about the rest of us, I'll tell you. Okay, let's see if I can add a comment here to the... There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, Bruce is asking me, what convention do you look forward to most each year? What convention do I look forward to the most each year? There's a few that I really enjoy. The cruise is one of them, though the cruise has been tricky the last couple of years, as have most of them. I really like Essen. I like going to the Spiel fair because you get to see stuff there you don't get to see anywhere else. Though that gap is narrowing. It's so easy for games to make it everywhere all over the world now that stuff you might not see or used to not be able to see elsewhere now is a lot easier to find. So it's a toss-up between those two. If I want to look at stuff that's new, that's coming out, that might be indie and I can't find anywhere else, Essen. If I want to go on a fantastic, fun, games-filled convention slash just beyond fun because it's a cruise, then the cruise. There we go. I need to move this out of my way here so I can get rid of that there. Bam. Okay. Look at this guy. Look at this Chris Yee guy. I take back everything polite I ever said about him. That is right. All right. What do we got? What is the game you are most looking forward to in the next coming months? Let's get rid of this trash. What is the game I'm most looking forward to in the coming months? Put that right there. Maybe Unconscious Minds or Mind or whatever that one's called. I'm also looking forward to Subterra 2. I'm really looking forward to Subterra 2 whenever that comes out. I know that's really delayed. And I'm really looking forward to the Kickstarter version of Marvel Zombies. The Zombicide Marvels. Da-da-da-da. Okay, here we go. Questions. All right. I'm going to put this up there just because. Question: how hard is it to be the smartest Dice Tower personality after Corey? Is it a burden? Well, first things first, you're right about Corey being the smartest Dice Tower contributor. I don't know if I would call him a personality, per se. No, definitely Corey has a big personality. I think for a lesser person, it would be a burden. For me, I find it to be incredibly easy. I like to leave the braggadocious, tongue-in-cheek behavior to Mike DeLisio, though. So that'll be it. That'll be it for me. That's Mike's bread and butter. All right, let's see. Diana is trying to get my password information. She's asking, do you have any pets? What are their names? What street did you grow up on? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But no, I don't have any pets. This is interesting. How far would you go for an amazing game weekend? A weekend. Let's call it 2.5 hours. I'll drive 2.5 hours for that. Oh my gosh, guys, these are some tough questions. Like, I really like this question from DJ Dan, a very appropriate question for a DJ. What is your favorite song from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s? There's a radio station which, I don't know if it's local or not, but their catchphrase used to be the best songs from the 80s, 90s, and today. And I realize now that really doesn't, that's that's skipping 2 decades if I say the 80s, 90s, and today. I'm just arbitrarily skipping 2 whole decades. And that scares me. What is my favorite song from the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s? Let's see. The 80s, I'm going to go with Radio Free Europe from REM. For the 90s, I'm going to go with Vampires of New York from Marcy Playground. I hope that's 90s. And 2000s, I'm going to go with Down with the Cygnus from Disturbed. Wah! There's 3 random songs I could think of that I like, but they're the ones that I could think of right now. Do you enjoy Christmas? Yeah, yes. Okay, let's see. Ludocracia. Question: do you still consider Bruno Catalo to be your favorite designer? Greetings from Uruguay, the land of the Pampero. Is it Pampero? Pampero? Pampero. I don't know. I do still consider Bruno to be my favorite designer. I tend to enjoy his designs The most, consistently the most. Saludos a Uruguay. Look at this guy. Is it hard being the most attractive person in the dice tower? No, you're forgetting about, again, Corey. He's the smartest, the most attractive, the most personality. Can't stand that guy. Okay, this is a good one. Are you more of a Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas kind of guy? I'm not actually much of a holiday person. But between those, Halloween, I guess. I like that. The silliness, sort of lighthearted nature of it. Although I'm sure somebody's going to start writing an email immediately like, this is not what Halloween is. Yeah, I know. I think Halloween of those three. Though I'm not a scary movie person. I do not like scary movies. All right, here's a good one. I bought Robin Hood versus Bigfoot, and I love it. Love it. Love it? I don't know. They love it. They're talking here about Unmatched, by the way. Robin Hood versus Bigfoot, Unmatched. Which set would you recommend next? I would recommend the Cobble and Fog set next. That is the best set, in my opinion, especially if you like that theme. If you like the late 1800s English sort of literary figures thing. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of vibe. You got the Invisible Man. You got Jekyll and Hyde. You've got what's his face? Sherlock Holmes. And you've got Dracula. Those are the four in that set, and they are all wonderful. I just answered that. 2-for-1 Tuesday, baby! Okay. Ay, 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 ay. That is a good question. Oh, that's nice. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. No. Now. Okay. This is interesting. Dice Tower East will be my first convention. Any tips or advice? My only tip would be to not overschedule yourself. If you're seeing games you can sign up for, or if you get online and people are trying to figure out a lot of things. This is not a convention that's going to have a lot of that anyway. But if you find yourself wanting to schedule things, don't overdo it. There's a lot of pickup games that happen at conventions like Dice Tower East, which are going to be a lot of fun. So try not to overdo it with the scheduling. Leave yourself plenty of room for what may come, which is going to be a lot of fun gaming. And just, again, it's a very lighthearted, easygoing convention. Jump into games. Use those flags we provide for teachers want it, players want it. That's pretty much it. I think you're going to have a good time. All right. I have no... Monica's asking who would win a darts game between myself, Tom, and Mike. I have no idea. Maybe Tom, he is the tallest. He's got that reach on everybody. He could be standing behind the line and just place the dart in the dartboard. He is that tall. Other than that, I don't know. I do enjoy darts, but they might have crazy good aim I'm not aware of. Living on a Prayer is #1 song, huh? Okay, well, you know, I'm halfway there. I like this question here, or I guess comments. Hi, Z. Do. I'm trying to do, okay? Let me do. This guy gets it. Yeah, baby. Throw a couple of extra zeros on there if you don't want me to besmirch your name in public on the internets, okay? That stuff is forever. Let's see. Looking. Looking at something I can answer. Got it. Okay. Hold on. Let me get that. I didn't know about this. Let's do it. I love that. What is this right here, Mike?
Gift certificate.
Oh, man, spell it out. GC. Talking about GC. All right, folks. I have a giveaway Mike just informed me of. I should throw this up on the screen, though. We have a Game Nerds gift certificate giveaway for $10. Guess what? You put up with all my stupidity so far, you get to enter this contest. You're going to want to email me. Let me find out. What's this one? Yeah, that could work. Let's do that. All right, we're going to... Yeah. I'm a terrible typist. That's a question for you. Who gave me this subject? What's up with that? I don't appreciate that. All right, here we go. I'm putting this up right here, folks. All right, so you want to enter this contest to possibly win $10 gift certificate from Game Nerds. You want to email us at contest@dicetower.com in the subject line, pickle. I don't know why it's pickle, but it's pickle. Email in, subject pickle, contest@dicetower.com, and you will be entered to possibly win that $10 gift certificate, folks. There you go. Thanks to Game Nerds and especially to Mike for bringing me this reminder. All right. Bruce is asking, have you tried the Root app yet? I have not tried the Root app yet. That stuff is $10, okay? It's not cheap. What if I don't like it? I should try somebody else's. Oh, yes. Come back in here, Mike. Give me your iPad. All right, let's see. Somebody's asking about Andor, the TV series, the Star Wars thing. I haven't seen it. All right, let's see. That is a really long question. I'm not going to put that up on the screen. What is the most complicated board game that you would still play? I don't know. I'm not normally scared off by complexity. That is like isn't I would probably not play some war games. Probably many war games, I should say. I feel like a lot of that is not just complexity. It is certainly complex, but also game length. But as far as if it's just a really thinky Euro game with a lot of complexity, rules overheads type of stuff, and or a deep thrashy sort of game, lots of combat, lots of finicky rules, I'll try that stuff. I'm not worried about that. I have a slightly bigger hang up about game length and something outstaying its welcome, not evolving enough from the first round to the last round to warrant playing for 4 hours. If I'm playing 4 hours, I need to be doing drastically different things near the end of the game than I was doing at the beginning. Interesting, different things. So there you go. You're also asking me if I've made any fun Marvel Snap decks. I have. I have a couple of decks. I have one, which is my main go-to, I think, is probably my Swarm deck. I try to just fill up the board and pump those people up. And then the other one I've been messing with is one, which I'm not sure how good it is, but it's about moving things around and duplicating things as they move. And that one, I'm blowing things up in my hand. That one's a little trickier, but they're both fun. The darts one. Black Friday 1603. That is the original Black Friday. Hello from Germany. I guess you are still undefeated in Twilight Imperium. We talked in Essen about that. I guess I am technically still undefeated in Twilight Imperium, yes. Mr. Millstream is asking, if you were to compete in the World Series of board gaming, what game would be your best chance of winning? That is an interesting question. I don't consider myself to be particularly good at games. What would give me a good chance of winning? The only I've done two semi-serious sort of board gaming. I did it with Ticket to Ride once, got creamed. And I did it with Pandemic once with Eric Summerer and myself. We did pretty well. We certainly didn't come out on top, but I feel like we did okay. What game do I consider myself to be kind of good at? Not unmatched. I'm not very good at that. Boy. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Yeah. Maybe Radlands. I feel like I'm pretty decent at Radlands. Obviously, that's a game only for 2, which I doubt they would do. But yeah, I don't know. I do not normally think of games and I'm like, I'm good at this game. I guess I just don't keep a list. I might be good at some, and I don't remember. I also don't remember what games I'm bad at. Bruce is asking, what's my favorite ball cap? It's probably... I have one that's a Life is Good one. Kind of gray, has the circle. I really like that one. That's one of my favorites. It's that one, or I have the German one that says Bochum. That someone... Actually, I think I took it from Tom. Someone gave it to Tom, and he's not a big cap-wearing guy, so I took it from him, and that hat is just comfortable. It's just incredibly comfy. I don't really care. It says a German city on it. I've never been there, obviously. I don't have a problem wearing it. It's not like it's offensive or anything, but I just find it incredibly comfortable, that hat. I'm very much about the feel of it. I don't like the high-rise ones. I hate that thing with the, it's like the giant side of a building on the top of your head. But it's generally about the fit, if I find it comfortable. That's my main thing. So one of those two. Captain Valros here is asking, how fast do you solve a Rubik's Cube? It's, I don't know, 6, 8 years, something like that. I mean, I can solve one side, one face, like nobody's business. I do that quick. The rest of the cube, that's crazy. I would love for them to make, you know how they keep making Rubik's, they're not cubes anymore, but Rubik's puzzles with more sides? Like, they've made some really funky shape ones. I'm still waiting for like a Rubik's coin. I want one that only has 2 faces, and I can manipulate that until I get it right. I could probably do that one fairly quickly. Call me up, Rubik. Now, this is an interesting question right here. Sean S. is asking, have you played Pagan Fate of Roanoke? And if not, why do you hate games? Mike Delisio and myself saw this game at Essen. We were both kind of captivated by it. I don't think we got a review copy. But this is one I saw when the Kickstarter was happening, and I was sort of attracted to it, but I backed very few things. So I saw that, saw it there at the fair. So I have not played, but I would definitely not be opposed to playing. This is one I am interested in, as is Mike, from what I understand. But you know what? Nah, he can get his own. All right. Happy Gamer here's asking, what's my favorite Elder Gods to fight against in Death May Die? I don't know. I jump between them all. I don't really have a favorite, I think, necessarily. I will say I think it's the Black Goat of the Woods is the one that really doesn't scale down very well. Might be thinking of the wrong one. But there is one that if you're only playing with a few characters, you're in for a tremendously difficult time. I think it's the Black Goat of the Woods. So that one's at the bottom of the list. All the other ones are, I'm happy with them all. And I'm really looking forward to the new stuff. The one we played with in our preview play for the Kickstarter, this season 3. I forget his name, but he had those tokens, those sleepy eye tokens that he gave the players. I thought that one worked out really well. So the new ones, at least that one, I can vouch for, it was really good. All right. Marion is asking, do you have a mechanic you tend to dislike, like trick taking? Mechanics I dislike. I do not tend to like real-time games. I do not like speed, like slapping the table, anything like that. I feel like those are already pretty divisive, though. People tend to, I don't know, those are, off the bat, like, that those are statement mechanisms. I think worker placement is fun. I do think that it seems to be a go-to when people don't know what to do with a game, how to give the players agency. It's like, okay, well, worker placement. Worse offender even than that, however, because a lot of worker placement games, so they tend to find some differences, is deck building. I think deck building is unfortunately, or has become unfortunately, a path of least resistance when it comes to designing new games. You have an intellectual property, or you're making up your own world or whatever, and you don't know how to deliver a game in that world. Deck building. Deck building is very samey from game to game often, and it seems like people can. It's easy to get away with it, for lack of a better term. Like, you can pretty much rip off Dominion in your own theme with a minor tweak, and nobody seems to bat an eye. So it's not that I dislike deck building, I just find it to be sometimes a very lazy mechanism, the way it's implemented. That's right, David. I type a solid 100 words per hour. Now, this is interesting right here. Brian L. is asking, what are my top 5 movies? Whew. Okay, I'm going to try here. For my top 5 in no specific order are going to be Maybe 5. I don't know if I can get to 5, but let's try it. The Martian, I thought was a beautiful, engaging, fun movie that could have been very dreary, but it was actually very engaging. The Martian. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That one. The Shawshank Redemption. That's 3. Apollo 13. And one more? I don't know. Let's go with I'll go with the one of the fun ones and Tom's favorite probably is the Avengers Infinity War / Endgame. Bam, that's one movie. Don't argue with me. D Forge is asking, have you ever painted miniatures? Yeah, a little bit. I've done it a little bit. I'm not very good at it, and I certainly haven't jumped in with both feet or anything, but I've enjoyed it. I'm like I said, I'm not very good at it, and I think I'm not like. It seems like some folks they are good and some folks get good. I don't know if I'd ever be able to do either one of those. But if it's just for me to paint something and look at it and mess with it, I'm happy to do that. So I do it to a limited degree. Chris is asking me a legitimate question. What are my thoughts on pickleball? The problem here is he assumes I know what pickleball is. What is pickleball? I'm gonna Google it. Pickleball. What? Pickleball is an indoor or outdoor racket / paddle sport where 2 players or 4 players hit a perforated hollow polymer ball over a 36-inch high net using solid-faced paddles. Opponents on either side of the net hit the ball back and forth until one side commits a rules infraction. It was first played in 1965 in Washington, USA. What? I don't know. So I don't know anything about it. Sounds stupid. That's what I got for you. If you could replace your hands with someone else's as you're a terrible typist, whose would you choose? I like a particularly gifted pianist or something, I guess. That's interesting, though. If I replace my hands with a world-class, say, guitar player or piano player's hands, can I now play the piano or the guitar? I haven't switched my brain. I just switched my hands. That's a terrible idea. I'm going to keep my hands. Plus, think of all the healing you have to do to all the nerves and ligaments and tendons that have to be reattached with some sort of space age science and medicine. No, Vince. Vince Caramel is trying to trick me. All right, let's see. Pickles are cucumbers dipped in evil. I like that. I like pickles, though. I got no problems with pickles. Favorite Christmas game is going to be Christmas Tree. I really like Christmas Tree. Little tile laying, line up the little Christmas lights, decorate little ginger people and various decorations, little baubles. I don't like that word, baubles. Not one of my favorites. Favorite Everdell characters? You mean like for me to play as? Because those are meaningless. You mean characters in the game? It's interesting. Trying to think of who I remember. Gosh, I don't play that game nearly enough to tell you who my favorite games in-game characters are. I like that lizard who likes to go traveling. Oh, and there's a beetle who's an undertaker. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah. I'm going to go with those fellas. Okay, let's see. Favorite Marvel game is definitely going to be Marvel Champions. I was actually thinking about this the other day because I've been playing Marvel Snap. So, as far as Marvel games that I own, I don't have that many. I think I have 5. So it's Marvel Champions. The 5 I think I own is Marvel Champions, Marvel Remix, Unmatched, Marvel stuff, Marvel Dice Throne, and maybe that's it. Right? So it's going to be, my favorite would be Marvel Champions. Oh, I'm sorry, Marvel United. So it's going to be Marvel Champions, Marvel United would be after that, then Unmatched after that, then Dice Throne and Remix, or maybe Remix and Dice Throne. Those are about the same for me. All right, let me keep on looking. Keep on looking. Ooh, that's too much of a question right there. This person is asking what are my top 5 designers and my favorite game from them. That I don't know. That's too much. Katala is my favorite. My favorite game of his maybe changes a bit, but I really like Jamaica. I really like Five Tribes. Those 2 are fantastic. But yeah, I mean the other 4 and their best games for me, whew, that's too much. I'm so bad at sports. This question and that doesn't even quite make sense to me. Okay, so here's how bad I am at this. The question is, if I have to pick watching sports live, if I want to go to a game, which one do I prefer watching or going to? Marlins, Heat, or Panthers? So Miami Heat, that's basketball, right? The Marlins, I think, are baseball. And Panthers, it's the Florida Panthers, right? Because it's the Miami Heat, the Florida Marlins or Miami Marlins, I'm not sure, and then the Florida Panthers. I don't know who the Panthers are. Football? So you're basically asking me, do I like football or baseball or basketball best? If I'm going to watch a game, oh man, I don't know. If I'm going to watch a game, it's probably baseball. If I'm watching on TV, it's probably baseball first, then football, then basketball. If I'm going to a game, it's probably football first, because the chances of catching a baseball to the face are very low. Then baseball, and then basketball. So basketball's at the bottom of both, but I actually like basketball fine. I guess I just find I've been to very few sporting events. I find myself at a baseball game, I can't relax as much because every time I hear that crack, if I'm looking away and I hear the crack of the bat, I'm like, am I gonna die? I always have to be like, okay, cool, foul over there, like, no problem. So that worries me a little bit. I don't have to worry about that at the other sporting events. I do like the atmosphere, though, at live sporting events. Okay. Mindy's asking me, do I play any miniatures games? If by that you mean not just games with miniatures, but actual miniatures games, where you put together an army based on points and you measure and stuff, I do not, no. Haven't really gotten into that. Let's see. Jumping ahead a little bit here. Huh, that's interesting. Do I have any favorite convention food? Like, for example, oh, we're going to S and I have to have their blank. I'm trying to think if there's a favorite convention food I have to have. I mean, Dice Tower Cruise has a lot of food I very much look forward to on their ship. My favorite is probably, there's so much good food on the cruise. It's sort of hard to pick, but I know I look forward to, for example, they have this what is it, pistachio or herb encrusted salmon that they have for dinner on the ship. I really like that. I like salmon. I like some of the dishes they have available there. You know, some of the seafood and some of those things. As far as like a convention that isn't on the ship, that I look forward to the food, there is the amazing market across the street when we go to PAX Unplugged. There's good food in there, but there's nothing I remember right now is like, oh, I got to go back and get that thing. I don't know. There was something like that at Origins, at that market. There were some dishes there that I would very much go back for. They've all got their thing, but nothing that jumps out. All right, so Miguel is asking how many games do I own, and I own about 500. All right, so Eric is asking, since I just did a review on Heat, what are other sports-themed games that I would recommend? There's not a lot of sports-themed games I would recommend. I could recommend a couple of racing games, with the best one of all those probably being how did I blank on this right now? The dog sledding one. Mush Mush. Or Mush Mush, whatever that word is. What is that called? Why am I forgetting that? Let me look it up. Pickleball. No. Snowtails. Jeez. Snowtails is probably my biggest recommend. It's a racing game. It's a dog sledding game, and it's a great, fantastic design. So Snowtails. I really like Power Boats, which is also a racing game, of course, of power boats. Other sports, though, of the ones I've tried, I don't really tend to like them. So I stick with racing. And there's not that many racing games, which I really enjoy. And they just don't make that many, so. This is a good question, Nick. What about chocolate, milk, dark, white, or none? So my ranking of this would be, of all four of these, if I had to rank them, I would say none, then white, then milk, and then way lower than that, dark. But I'm not a big chocolate person, as evidenced by me selecting none first. But I'll have some, every now and then. All right. All right. Well, that's an interesting question that I don't know if I have an answer for. What old game would you like to add a new expansion to, for them to come up with a new expansion to an old game? Ooh, that is interesting. That is interesting. There is one game that I wish they would have added more content to, and they never did. It's a game that is it's pretty unknown, and it did not really go anywhere. It's a game called Witch of Salem, which, coincidentally, somebody was just bringing up H.P. Lovecraft. It's, kind of, it's not quite, but it's sort of, You know, it's based on that same stuff. Cthulhu, those creatures. And that's a co-op game that kind of feels like Arkham Horror, the board game, if it was a Euro game. So it's this very streamlined, clean game, some neat ideas, cooperative, but very straightforward concept. It's a fun game. It's got one really dumb rule in it, but it's easy to ignore. I wish that that game had A, been more popular, but B, had more content. It's now years old. I doubt it's ever going to come back into print. Never mind get an expansion, but you know, you never know. That's one I would love to see more content for. That is Witch of Salem. Really good stuff. All right, let's see. Francisco Rojas is asking me, hey Z, silly question here, but I always wanted to know if you speak Spanish. Yes, sir, I do. Yo hablo español. Not like that, but, you know. All right, let's see, guys. Oh my gosh. What was the last game you pasted up? Whew. I don't know, but it's been a decade at least. I don't own any games that are currently pasted up, I'll put it that way. So if I did do that, and I'm thinking I did it once or twice maybe, there's certainly nothing I own anymore. Oh man, yeah. That's not as big of a necessity these days. Shannon is asking me if I like X-Files. I've barely seen any X-Files. That's the kind of show that I could definitely see myself going back and getting into, though. But, unless it's too scary. I don't really like scary stuff, like I said. But yeah, I never watched too much of it. Oh snap! It's Pete Shire, y'all. How you doing, Pete? Good to see you, buddy. Everything is going all right. Okay, let me see. Pickleball is widely played in Canada. Okay. I like that. Daniel's description is good. Pickleball is for when you want something more active than ping pong, but you don't want to do as much running as in tennis. I like that. And then Marion is saying, yeah, I don't know, it's real popular here. I think it's like tiny tennis. Like what putt-putt is to golfing, maybe. Okay. I'm assuming when you say that it's real popular here, Marion, you mean Canada? I've heard a couple of people say that it's popular in Canada. I don't know where you are, though. Replace your hands with Brian Drake's hands. Yup. Okay, let's see. Taking a look here for some questions. Favorite Brendan Fraser movie? Ooh. I don't know. He's got a few good movies that I haven't seen, unfortunately, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Like I know he was in Crash, and I know he did the one with Ian McKellen, which I have not seen. I really want to see that movie. And there's, of course, my two obvious things that come to mind are the first Mummy movie and George of the Jungle. I think George of the Jungle didn't hold up as well. I've seen it maybe in the last couple of years, and I thought, it doesn't hold up as well as I was hoping. So I guess Mummy, which is kind of the obvious answer, but Gods and Monsters, I think is what that movie's called with Ian McKellen. I've heard that movie's very good. I haven't seen it, though. All right, that's quite the name. When are the Dice Tower Christmas list videos coming out? They are coming out this week. This week. Let's see. If you were a superhero, what power would you like to have the most? Oh, wait. Why did I? That's definitely not what I clicked. There we go. If you were a superhero, what power would you like to have the most? All right. And I'll come back to you, Joaquin. I'll put you up. If I was a superhero, what power would I like to have the most? I like the power of being able to get somewhere quickly. Traveling sucks. So maybe flying, but I'm scared of heights. So maybe flying like 8 feet off the ground, maybe higher to avoid houses, and maybe like giraffes. That's about it. That's a good one. That's a useful power, right? Super strong is certainly useful. I mean, just to move stuff around. Never get stuck behind another car in a parking lot kind of thing. Just pick up my car and move it. That's good. But if I do have both powers, I don't need the car. Yeah, I think I'd settle for 2 kind of good powers over 1 tremendous power. Like being able to fly, but not that high up. And kind of strong. Like, I don't want to... Like, if I can, with some struggle, pick up a sedan, I'm okay with that. I don't need it to be like a truck. Like, I'm okay with that being outside of my abilities. Like, if you want me to help you move a couch, I'm your guy. You want me to help you relocate your trailer? I can't do that. Yeah, that's my go-to. That was probably a longer answer that you were looking for, but that's where my head's at. Anyway, Joaquin said, if you could participate as an actor on any Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movie, what character would you choose? Oh, it's hard to... I mean, those guys are insanely good, all of them. I would love a tiny part in it, I suppose, and I guess I would be some sort of dwarven character because of, well, I'm not going to be an elf. Though I could be, that'd be pretty good if I was like the fat elf. That everybody, all the other elven characters are sort of like, ugh, look at this guy. And I would be terrible at everything elven. Like, my sight would be terrible. I'd be the only elf wearing glasses. And I wouldn't have very good hearing either. There'd be a lot of, huh? I would always be stuffing my face, too. Maybe I'm a hobbit. Maybe that's the problem. Let's go with a hobbit. I'm not that short. People do often seem surprised when they meet me in person. And they're like, oh, you're taller than I thought. Just because I'm sitting normally next to Tom. And it doesn't bother me. Don't get me wrong. That's fine. You didn't realize how tall I was. It's definitely a lot better than saying, oh, you look a lot more tired than I thought. You know, it's just my face. All right? That's just rude. But, what were we talking about? Hobbits. I'm a hobbit. Panthers are the hockey team. Is that right? All right. I'm going to choose to trust you, the Dice Tower. There we go. Yes. Okay. So Panthers, NHL. Never seen hockey. I don't know if I'd like it. I guess it's a little colder in there. That's nice. Panthers or hockey. I got it, folks. Michael here is asking about any upcoming trick-taking games that have piqued my interest. The 9 Lives, I think it is, from Board Game Tables, that's coming out. I don't know if that's actually already out or not, but that one I'm interested in. I like that they're reprinting these strange little trick-taking games, usually Japanese, but wherever they're from, they're just unique. I don't necessarily know if I'll like them or not, but they're always sort of different enough that the possibility is there for something kind of mind-blowing, and I like that. So that one, 9 Lives. North Market is, that's what I'm talking about, Marianne. North Market in Ohio, yeah, when we go to Origins. And Jenny's Ice Cream, which is there, is tremendously good. Is that where you're from? Is Wiffle Pickleball or whatever popular in Ohio? I'm confused. I'm so confused. See, this guy gets it. Cruise Ship Salmon is awesome. Snowtails is what I was talking about. Yep. All right. Humble Meeple is asking, what does that mean, paste it up? Paste it up means I have a game in German normally, but wherever it's from. And I paste up the cards and the sort of writing in English because an edition in English never came out. That's much more rare now, but that's what that means. Jenny is asking, are you excited about Scarlet Keys? Scarlet Keys, or the Scarlet Keys, is the new expansion to Arkham Horror, the living card game. It's the new campaign. And it's, again, now they've switched to a model in which the entire campaign is bundled in a single box. You buy just that. Used to be you'd get the sort of introductory scenario or two. You'd get like 2 little chapters, and then the rest of the story you buy in singular chapters. It's like 6 of those, and that completes the entire cycle, they're called. So now they sell you the whole shebang in one box altogether. This new one sounds really neat because I think now that they've switched to doing it all in one box, they can do things they couldn't really do before. Since they could not guarantee you'd buy them all, they could not do certain things. Now, it all coming in the same box means, like I know for this one, for example, vaguely, because I have not played it, so no spoilers here, but I know that part of the idea is that you can travel around the world in whatever order you want to. So I can do these chapters however I want. Oh, next we're going to travel to Egypt. Okay, that's this story, which might have been like the 5th one in normal order if they had been released differently. So I really enjoy that idea. I'm very excited for that. All right. All right, let's see. Z-Man, what's going on here? Where did you learn Spanish? My wife is Puerto Rican and I'm still learning. Always curious. Her family is so hard to understand. But, what does it say? But, other Spanish I can pick up. I'm not sure what that means at the end there. You're still working on your English a little bit too, I'm afraid to say. I grew up speaking Spanish, so the question is, where did I learn English, actually? And that was, coming to this country. But I'm Cuban, and I was born in Cuba, and I grew up in Cuba, so Spanish is actually my first language. Okay, Dice Tower answered the pasted up question. Nobody's talking pickleball, Chris. Nobody's talking about pickleball. Though it is popular in Michigan. Now I know. Okay. Fine. Yep. All right. Da-da-da-da. There we go. The first 12 Days of Christmas comes out tomorrow. Get hyped, as the kids say. Kids don't say that anymore, Chris. Talk to Mike DeLisio if you want to stay up to date on what the kids are saying. What they're dropping from their Hot boxes. I don't know. All right. That is not what I meant. What's going on? I click things and other things are going up. Here we go. Odonata Creations? I'm guessing that's what that is. Thank you for recommending Paper Tale Z. We love it. I'm very glad you like it. Not just like it, you love it. That is a fantastic game. That's a good expansion to that game, too, if you ever want to spice it up a little bit. Get the expansion as well. All right, let's see. You guys are talking about how I would be a hobbit or an elf. Okay. How long have we got? Oh, I'm out of time, y'all. Okay, give me some this or that questions, and then I'll wrap it up. I'll put up this stupid comment on the screen while we wait. Wait, this one's even better. I should put this one up. This is funny right here. From Z-Man, who says that they meant Puerto Rican Spanish is hard to understand, and then wrap up by saying, probably shouldn't say this, but I have a degree in English. I'm just messing with you. That's great. The fact that you actually did have a degree in English is funny. All right, here we go. This or that questions. Hit me with that. Wood or plastic tokens? I'm going to go with wooden tokens. Z or Yi? I'm going to go with Y. Breaking Bad or Sopranos? I've never seen either one. I don't think I care for either one. Voice of the Youth, Mike, or Voice of the People, Z? I'm going to go with Voice of Oblivion, Chris. Woo! More like Voice of Silliness, probably, like goofiness. Oblivion makes it sound super dark. Look at all these questions. Corey Thompson or Mike DeLisio? What's going on? Guys, this is a straight up Thunderdome in here. Thunder. Cryptid or Planet X? I like Planet X better. Dune Imperium or Lost Ruins? I've never played Lost Ruins, so Dune Imperium I really like. I'll say that. Too hot or too cold? I'd rather it be too cold. 10 times out of 10. Black licorice or no licorice? No licorice. That stuff is nasty. All right. Only watch one movie forever or never watch your favorite movie again? That's easy. Every time it's like, you know, none of this category ever again, or just not your favorite thing in this category ever again. It's always the one. Are you kidding? Like, you can never eat your favorite food again. Or you can only, or no new food ever again. That's crazy. It's the one thing I'll let go. I'll never watch, you know, Apollo 13 or whatever again. The movie sucks. Sand in your toes or sand in your beard? Oh! I'm going to go with sand in my toes. Also, how did sand get in my beard? Was it from my toes? I'm not that flexible anymore. All right, let's see. Voice of Oblivion. Movies or books? Lately, movies. Long game with the best theme or short game with the worst theme? I try to think of what the game, a short game with the worst theme. It depends what long means. You know what I mean? If it's not insanely long, like 3 hours, 4, then a good theme. I'll take that. Marvel Snap or Marvel Champions? Come on, they're both fun, but Marvel Champions. There's a super chat from Mike Heller, folks. $10 for the Root app. No excuses now. All right, Mike. I guess I have to get the Root app. I'm on it. All right. Chicken nuggets or tenders? Tenders. Agricola or Feast for Odin? I've never played Feast for Odin. And Agricola is okay, so I'll say Caverna. Best player, you or Camilla? I don't know. I suck at games. Probably Camilla. High school or middle school? High school. Snickers or Twix? That's a good one. I'm going to go with Snickers. All right, I'll do a couple more here. I'm going to do this one. Tacos or pasta? I'm going to go with... Oh, that's hard, actually. I like both of those. I'm going to go with... I'll go with pasta. And then metal or hip-hop? Metal. Again, neither one is my favorite genre, but I like metal more. How about industrial music? I like that better. And that's going to do it, folks. We're ending on that. Okay? Down with the sickness. Ooh, Thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in. I went a little bit long, but that's all right. That's going to do it. Thanks for the Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and it's always fun to come back and get up to no good with you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks very much for tuning in, throwing me some weird questions, just saying kooky stuff. It's a blast. Thanks very much for the all the silliness, also to the usual suspects, some of which are outside this room right now, but also those of you who tend to keep on coming back for some strange reason. I appreciate you. I'm out of here, folks. Have a great day. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. We've got, as both Chris and I said, all those videos for the Christmas lists coming up this week. Top 10, crowd surfing. I mean, all the usual stuff. You're getting a lot of content this week because you deserve it. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. I love you. I'm out of here. I'm hungry. Bye.